What's happening? Man, when you think about it, it definitely makes sense that people so desensitized now that they would be celebrating someone's death. That's what it's come to. And people are showing their true colors. A lot of people are revealing themselves. It's a shame that people's life, but I mean, we're all just specks in the grand scheme of things. But so someone's life well lived, I think. You serve your purpose and you put out your message. You could keep going on and on and on and on, but really there's nothing else to say sometimes. And get sacrificed to reveal the true nature of a lot of these demons and beasts out here in this world. Showing that they're not really what you think they are. Because, you know what I mean? Just like I be talking about, and we all be talking about, knowing things about these narcissists and how they act and how they react and operate. And you know what I mean? So even in the compliment, there's an insult. Even in their kind words, there's a knock, there's a diss, there's shade. All they trying to do right now is ride the wave, you know? Anything that's a wave. When you're in this thing, you see it. You know, everybody try to be the first and the quickest draw and say something, and they can't help but to say some negative bullshit too. You know, I ain't listening to everybody, but I'm just saying. So it's maybe making me reevaluate a few people. And I'm saying all that to say, like, well, you know, it's life. It's just like the barber business, or I suppose any business. In a long run, you gain some, you lose some. You gain a lot sometimes because people hear about you in a certain way. And then, you know, they come and they go. They fall off for different reasons. You say something, you do something. Shit, you cut somebody. I don't cut nobody, but I'm just saying, you know, for example, maybe you messed your head up. Maybe you have a bad day. Maybe you had a bad attitude. Whatever. We're still human. But I'm saying, you be human, but we are who we are at the core. And it's hard to hide that, you know? We are who we are. Deep down, the way we feel always come oozing out. Just like the racist can't hide being a racist. Oh, you can lie to yourself. And same thing what I'm saying. We lie to ourselves and don't even realize that we be showing our true nature. It's the little things. It's the micro expressions and stuff, you know? It's the things that we start training out. When we working on ourselves, when we doing this hard ass work, sweating and being alone and lonely and all that shit, and working our way through that shit, you start learning shit about yourself. You start learning shit about human nature and humans and people. You can't help but to see it. I know I do. Things that in the past I probably would have been totally oblivious to, would not have even recognized it. I see it now. Like clear as day. You know, somebody, the way they come at you, you don't hear from them for months or whatever, weeks, months, whatever. Certain people, and then they come at you with like a gift, something, some information, some sweet talk, some whatever, and then they hit you with what they really need or want. It may be minor, may be major, it may just be a ride, or well, just a ride, you know. It may be a ride, maybe a lot of things, something that's almost nothing, some last minute shit, perhaps, because you were afterthought. All right, man. Because you were afterthought, you know. Yeah, I'm just still finding my way, as we all are. But, you know, it's tempting to get on someone else's page and start, literally and figuratively, get on someone else's page and kind of be influenced by them and try to do what they do, or, you know, in some way, shape, or form. Nah, I gotta keep doing it the way I was, the way I am, and the way I was, but just maybe more so. All right. Yeah, it don't never stop. Yeah, it's enough of copycats and duplicates and clones and shit out here, you know. It's enough of that. I have my own view and take on things, and well, that's just how it is. But I am still open to collaboration. Like I say, I ain't trying to just be in it alone forever. Anybody want to collab, holler at your boy. I know some of y'all got some channels and shit. Y'all want to hit that collabo. We'll figure it out. I'm open. But you know, got to get a topic, a discussion. You see, I'm all over the place. We could talk about some shit, some this, some that, whatever. Some DIY, if that's what it is. Some life stuff, some health stuff, some relationship stuff, some human stuff, some spiritual, you know what I mean, enlightenment. We could, I don't want to debate and be arguing and shit, but you know, we can talk about, Jesus, whatever. But and which brings me to my original point, which is, like, I could see why, you gain some, you lose some, and, some of that's for different reasons, like that Jesus shit. Like, well, I'm losing some, because in this game, who do you really delete, you know? Well, it depends on your attitude. And anybody would, you got to be open for other people's opposing opinions. Everybody just want to be in a little echo chamber. And I think that's how I be feeling. Yeah, I don't know if it's my own shit or other people's shit or what. But you start feeling that tension and shit. All right, come on. That tension and that aggravation and whatnot. When it's an opposing opinion, when somebody's saying something opposite of what you like and you don't like it and you get heated and, fucking bothered, like, I don't, maybe the work's making me recognize that in myself, and it was always there and I just went with it. That's definitely a possibility, and maybe that's just it. It's the strongest fucking thing that's there. And well, it's not bad if that's the case, which now, now I'm really thinking about it and saying it out loud, I guess that's just all it is to it, That's good. I mean, that's for you to, if you made it this far, hopefully, you recognize that you put in that work, you will start recognizing, and then you can deal with it accordingly. If you don't recognize that you feeling this way and that shit ain't cool, how you know then? Like, nah, that ain't cool. I mean, they can say what they want to say. Why am I starting to sweat? Why am I getting mad? Not now, but I know why now. It's fucking hot out here. I'm moving. But I'm just sitting still. This is fucking cold. I was cold a second ago. All they do was say shit. And all of a sudden, shit done changed. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, all of a sudden, I done got mad. All of a sudden, like, why? And you realize that I guess it was there all along. All along, you sometimes someone says some shit to get under your skin, and you let it get under your skin. That's you start recognizing that you're letting people control you. You're letting outside shit control you, and that's how you start not being controlled by that outside shit so much, you know. And I don't think it's a matter of no matter what on the outside happens, you just stay the same. I mean, you know, somebody close to you die or get fucking violently murdered and raped or something, you know what I mean? Like whatever. You're just supposed to be yeah. At some point, I mean, you know, you gotta go crazy and start blowing up the place and shit like that. You can handle it in a good way, but you know, you ain't supposed to shed no tear or nothing. You ain't supposed to mourn. That's not reality. You know, that's just not reality. Because you know, I'm saying that to say it makes you fit in a way. If you're supposed to be like that, that's a fucking robot. That's a narcissist. I don't want to be like that. Nah, there's a limit to it, for sure. There's a limit to how long, and ain't no set time. I don't mean that. You set the time. You set the time. However long it take. For real, for real. But life goes on, man. I still feel the loss of my daughter, but life goes on. I gotta do this shit for her. You know, if anything. I don't know, it's hard to explain, you know. I just got to use that and move on even more. It's even more important. That's how short life is. That's how Not Promised Tomorrow life is. She took herself out, but it was out on her own self, you know what I mean? Her own choice. But in a lot of ways, it wasn't really. Once again, another sacrifice. Another sacrifice, a chance for us to recognize what was going on and choose to get it together or whatever, or not, you know. Choose to keep playing games and letting more fall through the cracks and fall through the cracks. It's rough. It's rough as the fuck, you know? You know this. That's why, like, you know, also, shit, man, I sacrifice, do what I gotta do to have shit and enjoy life to the best, you know, cause fuck, if I die, I wanna at least say I enjoyed and had a nice ride and a night, you know, at my house, at my crib, had some shit, some form of fucking enjoyment, something, cause what's the point? What's the point in living your life if you just, you know, like that's why I say you live for the day, but plan for tomorrow. Don't squander it all. Don't live like it ain't no tomorrow. Live for the day, but recognize that there is a tomorrow. Ain't even about so much about saving, because you can't just save dollar and think that that's going to amount to something. As they say, you're really losing money in the long run. The interest don't amount to nothing. It's going to, inflation is going to eat that shit up. Inflation is more than the interest that you're getting. So you technically, you losing money. You're putting it in the bank and holding it in the bank. You know, not at all. I wouldn't, you know, say that, but I don't want to leave it there too long. You got to operate through the bank. You know, you need checks and whatever, digital checks, credit cards, debit cards, all that shit. But, you know, the long run, you're losing money. That's why I say invest in them more. Fuck. Oils, incense, shit you could sell. Shit, but you know, you got to be willing to sell it. Whatever it is that you invest in. Something that truly don't lose money or it gains value. You know, oils don't go bad. gold, jewelry. You know, it's worth getting to an extent. Some of that bling bling shit. Yeah, you got to do your research, and understand you got to do it on your own. Nobody's coming to save you. Jesus not coming back. Not coming to save you. It's not happening, okay? And right there where I lose the view, they done hung around all this time. What? Jesus is coming to save me. All right, you keep waiting then. Maybe you'll prove me wrong. Shit, my grandfather lived to be 104 years old his whole life. Jesus ain't never come, so maybe whatever. And they was living in the last days when he was born. You know what I mean? It's like always the last days. It seemed like that, but these motherfuckers are the easy now, praying for people's downfalls. They taking that shit to the extreme. We'll see how it works out truly at the end of the day. You dig? Yeah, juggling a bunch of shit is hard, man, but at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. It's worth it. You got to keep, some days you lose track of things, and there's a lot of various reasons why legitimately we can't get done what we want to get done, but keep pushing, keep going. It'll work out. It can't help but to work out. You believe it and putting forth real effort, real mental mind power, real work. It'll work out. I'm just saying. That's all I got for now. Perhaps you might see me later. All right, if you want to. All right. Peace.